Everybody, welcome to another Star BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and right now I'm continuing our Black Excellence Month. That's right, during the month of February, we talk about all movies, TV shows, and media that have to do, or star rather, predominantly Black cast, our main stars are African Americans, stuff like that, just to help celebrate Black History Month. And today, I know I kept y'all waiting for a little while, but today, I'm coming to y'all with my review of one of the most inventive films in concepts that I ever saw, but in execution, not too much. The film I'm talking about is called Piece by Piece, the Pharrell Williams biopic that's told through the lenses of Lego blocks. Before I get into this any further, I want to remind you guys, go ahead and hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you already subscribed. Follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. All those things in the bottom below. And I know some people have been asking, where's the pod? We're working on it. Okay, that's all I got to say. We're working on it. That's just, like I said, we're working on it. It's just been a lot going on, but we're working on it. So, anyway, So, Piece by Piece, the synopsis of this movie is Lego bricks tell the life story of singer and songwriter and record producer Pharrell Williams from his childhood in Virginia to his success in the music and fashion industry. There's really not much else to this film. There's a lot of people that come in and talk about Pharrell, a lot of people that, that he worked with. They all do their interviews. I remember Pharrell was doing an interview on Jimmy Fallon, I think it was, and he said he didn't tell people that what he was doing was going to be a Lego project. He just told them, like, yeah, I'm just doing a documentary, just, talk about said things and da-da-da-da. So some of the people who make appearances in this film in either Lego form or otherwise, you have, you have Chad Hugo, Kendrick Lamar, Morgan Neville, Teddy Riley, Snoop Dogg, Pusha T, Jay-Z, Gwen Stefani. Have think of almost anybody who's ever worked with Pharrell. They make an appearance in this movie in Lego form through either fresh interviews or archive footage or songs being played. So I did mention that in concept, this was very interesting. So I remember when this movie was first announced, I thought it was cool because I'm a fan of Lego movies. Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. And Lego Batman movie was really funny. I liked the Ninjago one and the Lego movie too. So you already had those movies that existed and they were good. They put a very unique sense of humor to what many will call the Lego brand of humor. And some of those movies did great. Some of them didn't do too great, but we're not talking about those. When they said they were doing an actual biopic of anybody really, I immediately thought like, wow, well, this can be very, very interesting because the Legos, they always in the movie form, and it was same animation style and all that stuff. It's like, wow, they've proven to be very comical. It can be very zany, it can be off the wall, it can be anything that you want it to be. Like it can be so fun. And some of what I thought about when I heard this movie and when I was looking at this movie and the trailers and all that was I thought about the Weird Al Yankovic biopic, which was it played more into comedy. Like some things were true, some things were obviously just silly because Weird Al Yankovic is a very silly man. But I figured with someone as serious and not serious, but with someone as inventive and creative as Pharrell, working with the Lego group and those animation people and stuff like that, I figured this could be a very, very interesting thing. This can be a very, very, it's already going to be a very different type of biopic, but it has the chance to do something so inventive, and like my mind couldn't even fathom the possibilities that could come from telling somebody's life story in the form of Legos while utilizing Legos and medium. Like it hasn't been done before. And that's very interesting to me. Like usually you just get them very straightforward, like a documentary where everyone's just sitting around and talking, or you see like the dramatic play movies. Oh, I was a kid who grew up and wanted to play music and I'm going to do it. Like you get those a lot, but you don't really get something that is allowed to just play in a completely different art style, in a completely different medium. So, like I said, in concept, this was amazing in concept. However, execution. Let's talk about the execution. So you would think, oh, this could be a kids movie. You could play this around the kids. They could watch, they could laugh, and all that good stuff. So me and my childish ass, you already know me. I'm like a big, in some ways, I'm a big man child. Somewhat. Like I love my cartoons, I love my silly little humors, and I love my jokes and stuff like that. So like this movie, it leaned, it was creative. It did do some creative things visually, and it was kind of cool to see some things, portrayed in Lego form. But where it kind of lost me at is that, like, it was just a documentary. At the end of the day, it was just a documentary. Like, there was nothing too innovative about it. Like, Pharrell described in the beginning, he described himself as being able to see the sounds when he was listening to music and how he envisioned music and how he connected to it. So those parts were interesting, but there's an element to this that when you're watching Lego movies, when you're watching things that are comedic and stuff, like when you're watching something that is an innovative Lego movie, you expect to see something funny. You expect to see some funny, inventive stuff, and it's just played as a documentary, as if somebody just took this documentary and then like a regular documentary and literally just made them Lego pieces, and that's it. Like there was nothing that was like mind-blowing to me. Like it was interesting to see Pusha T in Lego form. They did very interesting things, like when they were in the studio with Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg be blowing it down, smoking hella weed. And so instead of having him smoking weed, they had like a spray called like creativity spray. They'll spray it around, and that would be like the representation of them smoking in the studio, getting high and making these beats, making these songs. You do get to learn some stuff about Pharrell. But again, it's really nothing that is. It really just the fault of this movie is that it feels like you're watching a documentary. That's it. It feels like I can't see my kids have like they watched some of it, but I feel like after the initial novelty of them being Legos kind of just wore off, and it was just more documentary than it was anything else. That's kind of like where they started to tune out. That's where I started to tune out, honestly. Like I like them for other music. Matter of fact, one of the songs I got stuck in my head is "Maybe" by Nerd, which was Pharrell's first major music group. And yeah, I got that song stuck in my head. Like I got that stuck in my head. But like other than that, I got the Pusha T Lego stuck in my head because there was one part where Pharrell was doing the grinding beat, and he was calling Pusha T. He's like, "Yo, come to the studio right now. I'm giving this beat to Jay-Z." And just seeing like the Lego Pusha T running through the hood, jumping gates and stuff like that, like Lego hood, Lego Pusha T. That's the part that sticks in my head the most. Like, and then of course the song that I just mentioned. But there's like nothing that really pops about this movie, other than the fact that it's all Lego. Like, there's nothing that pops in this film, and that's kind of why I feel like the execution was poor. Because if you're gonna do your life story told through Legos, I don't know. I would have liked to have seen random pieces of humor. I would have liked to see jokes. I would have liked to see things not played so straightforward. But it is, and this is what we got. So, I mean, honestly, that's kind of what brought this movie down. Kind of what made this movie seem boring to me. I know even before I got to watch it, my mom was like, "Yeah, I don't think the girls are gonna like this because it's literally just a documentary. Only difference is they're Legos." So I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, let me tell. I like to test the theory, so let me test the theory." So I watched it myself. And like I said, I kind of tuned out after a while. Now, don't get me wrong though. It is. Again, it's very cool to learn stuff about Pharrell. Like, Pharrell's a fucking genie. Like, it's nice to know things about him, to learn things about him, as it is when you watch any type of biopic or any type of documentary. It's not even a biopic, it's a documentary. So when you watch a documentary based on anybody, any artist, any political figure, any actor, actress, whatever the case may be, it's always nice to learn things about them through a certain lens, you know what I'm saying, through their own tellings and stuff like that, and to see, how people who work with them, how certain pieces of their life and art or endeavors or whatever all came together, like what the backstory behind certain things was. It's really always cool to see that. But just give me something on Amazon Prime or something that's like the Pharrell documentary, and I'll watch it. And it's really crazy that this movie. It's even crazier that this movie got made and released and is out there because recently there was another Pharrell movie that was supposed to come out that was based on his life, and that one, it was completed, it was filmed, all that stuff, but it's no longer being released because it didn't meet expectations or whatever the case may be. So we got and it had an all-star cast and everything. It seemed really interesting. I would have loved to have seen it, but apparently we're never going to see that movie. So it was just like, wow, the movie with the most interesting aesthetic, but the least interesting execution got released. But we'll never know what the other movie would have been. So it's kind of weird. So this movie's kind of like placed in a weird place. Like, wow, the Lego one got released, but the other one with the all-star cast that maybe could have been a bit more interesting wasn't. That kind of played more on a fictionalized story. Like, this is based on me, but it's not exactly me, gets canned. But the one that's just like, this is me, this is my story, just me telling everything through, you get what I'm saying. So, I mean, all that said, like I said, there's really not too much else to say about this film. You can't spoil it because, again, Pharrell's still around making music, so we all know the hits and stuff like that. But, outside of, like I said already, like outside of it just being a documentary, the Lego format does not add anything to this. So if you're coming into this movie looking for a Lego movie, a traditional like Lego movie with comedy or something like that, whatever you love about the Lego movies, toss that shit to the side because you ain't getting it. You're just getting a documentary about Pharrell. That said, I might be in the minority of people who maybe don't like it. It has an 83% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb. It's now streaming on Peacock if you want to watch, if you have Peacock. I'm trying to see, does it have any accolades? What are the accolades? It has been nominated for a whole bunch of awards, including the NAACP award, which its results are pending. It has won an award for Best Music Documentary Special Program at the Hollywood Music and Media Awards. Heartland Film Festival, it won for the Truly Moving Picture Award, and everything else, it got just a nomination at the Black Reel Awards, Annie Awards, AARP Movies for Grown-Ups Awards. That's a long fucking time and a weird fucking award show. So it's, it's all right, it's straight. That said, my rating for this film, because it's not as inventive, I gotta give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Like, I just would have wanted it to be more inventive. Like I've said 1,000 times during this review, the concept is amazing, the execution is poor. But again, like I said, it was just nice to know more stuff about Pharrell and see the story. But I just would have liked to have had more of the things I like about Lego movies in here. And it's like, since a new company has the rights to Lego movies being released and stuff like that, it's like, wow, Universal, who has it from Warner Brothers, it's like, wow, this is the first Lego thing you come out the gate with. Like, this is what you're going to do with Legos now? Like, that was such an inventive world and concept and stuff you can do. But this is the first thing you do? I would have thought it would have been more interesting. But that's it. That's my review for this. So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, Piece by Piece is now available to stream on Peacock. So make sure you check it out if you're interested. And let me know in the comments down below. Did you enjoy the movie? Did you like it? Was it up your speed? Did you feel the way I felt? Let me know. If you enjoyed this review, hit the like button down below. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media. All that good stuff. And until next time, y'all, be easy. Stay breezy. Remember, it's our Black Excellence Month, so we're still going to be going in. And until next time, peace.